Laudière, a member of the Métis government, member of the Manitoba team, and a proud Red River Métis. Thank you everyone for being here today. I'm honored to be hosting today's ceremony. On behalf of our Manitoba government, we honor the sacredness and importance of this land and of our ancestors who once walked where we are standing today. The Anishinaabe, Inanuak, the Dene, the Dakota, the Red River Métis, the Inuit, and the Anishinaabe nations, who paved the way to what is now known as Manitoba, have called these lands home since time immemorial. We share this information with you all because it's a reminder of our treaty histories and the commitments made to all of those nations, these governments who continue to lead their people to this day. We are honored to share this land and collaborate with them today. Je vous remercie de votre présence ici aujourd'hui. Je vais commencer par dire ce qui suit. Au nom du gouvernement du Manitoba, je tiens à reconnaître le caractère sacré et l'importance de cette terre, et rendre hommage à nos ancêtres qui ont autrefois foulé ce sol où nous nous trouvons aujourd'hui. Les nations Anishinaabe, Cree, Dene, Dakota, Metis, Inuit et l'Anishinaabe, qui ont été les premières à bâtir ce que l'on appelle maintenant le Manitoba, patrie de tous les peuples visés par des traités. Pourquoi vous communiquez ces renseignements? Car c'est un rappel de notre histoire liée au traité et un rappel au sujet des terres ancestrales de ces nations, terres qui sont notre foyer à tous aujourd'hui. We're here in the same spirit of reconciliation, and it's a great honor to welcome Elder Linda Sarek, who will open today with a prayer.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Premier Canoe and your cabinet, for your hard work and dedication in righting the wrongs and injustices of the past. It's a great day to be a Red River Métis in Manitoba. I'm sure Louis Riel is smiling down proudly. Heavenly Father, we praise you and welcome your presence among us. Please lead and guide us today and every day. Help us to face each day full of faith, courage, and confidence in you. Thank you for your wisdom, guidance, your protection, and provision for our every need. We thank you for your strength and grace that will sustain us as we go about our daily tasks. May we be a blessing to everyone around us, and may we bring you glory and honor in all we say and do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you so much for that prayer, Elder Linda. We're grateful to have started off today in such a good way. Now please welcome the Premier of Manitoba, Wab Kinew.
Today is a good day. And I'm very honored as the leader of the provincial government to welcome you to your building, the People's Building for the people of Manitoba. And so, and then I think that's the theme of the day. We are welcoming you in as Manitobans. And so as part of that, I want to acknowledge Elder Linda, President Chartrand, Infinity Women's spokesperson, Anita Campbell, all the members of the Manitoba Métis Federation cabinet, all of the folks who are here, citizens and proud Métis who are joining us here today, as well as all the people of Manitoba. It fills me with a great sense of humility to be able to announce today that our government's first piece of legislation will honor Louis Riel for what he has always been, the First Premier of Manitoba. It's very important for our team that we take this as one of our first steps in government, because we have been tremendously honored and filled with a great sense of responsibility since earning a mandate from the people on October 3rd to form your next government. And there's been so many positive comments shared with us and so much of a sense of optimism here in the province that we feel a responsibility. And part of that responsibility is to honor the ancestors and the people who came here before us. And so key among those folks that we need to honor as part of our work for you, the people of Manitoba, is to honor Mr. Louis Riel. What I mean when I say this is that Louis Riel is the reason that I can serve as the First Minister of Manitoba. Louis Riel is the reason that our cabinet at the provincial government can be formed in this building, your building, the building that belongs to the people of Manitoba. And Louis Riel is the reason that any of us as MLAs can sit in the chamber here in the Legislative Assembly. We can only do those things because of the work that he did to form the provisional government, to articulate a list of rights, and to negotiate with the Government of Canada to enter our province into confederation. And while his title at the time was President of the government that he led, President of the Legislative Council, I want to point out that one of my titles as Premier is President of the Executive Council. And so our titles are very much the same. And so today we are honoring and respecting the work that Mr. Riel did to found the province of Manitoba and to bring our province into this great country of Canada. And so there's a number of things that we can all be proud of. Certainly, when we see the cultural renaissance of the Métis Nation and the reassertion of its rightful role here in Manitoba, we know that that is because of Louis Riel. When we see the fact that so many of us speak French today in this province, and that French immersion schools are among the most popular for all children, we can say that that is because of Mr. Louis Riel. And at a very true and fundamental level, Louis Riel is the reason that we are Manitobans. And Louis Riel is the reason that we as Manitobans are also Canadians. And so I want to send a clear message to everyone that this is certainly a proud day for the Red River Métis and for Métis citizens. But today is meant to be a day of pride for all of us as Manitobans, because this is about acknowledging our true history as one people, as one province, with a shared heritage and one common destiny moving forward into the future. And when we talk about the contributions of Louis Riel, I want to point out in a very specific way, this bill is going to honor Louis Riel with the honorary title of First Premier of Manitoba. And it's going to ask educators across the province to continue to do the work that they do so well, which is to teach young people about the important contributions of Louis Riel. And the reason that we have articulated things in this way is we want honor Louis Riel's founding role in this province, but we also want future generations to understand that he was not always respected in this way, and that it has taken years of a fight on behalf of Métis people to see him properly respected and represented. And so today, I think we're taking an important step forward in acknowledging the father of Manitoba and ensuring that future generations learn his true history, his true contributions, but also the challenges in terms of earning that recognition that have been earned over the years. And so there's a quote that has been shared with me by many leaders of the MMF that I believe Mr. Riel delivered at the end of his trial. And I'll paraphrase a bit to say at the beginning of his statement, he said that I will perhaps be one day acknowledged as more than just a leader of the Métis. And this is a direct quote here. And if I am, I will have an opportunity of being acknowledged as a leader of good in this great country. And so today, I believe that we are honoring some of the final words of Mr. Riel. Puis, cette annonce, il faut absolument le faire aussi en français. Je suis Wab Kinew, le Premier ministre du Manitoba. Et puis, un grand merci à vous tous pour votre présence aujourd'hui. C'est un grand honneur pour moi d'être ici. Accompagné de membres de la Fédération Métis du Manitoba, le président, M. Chartrand, je vous envoie ce message. Habitants du Manitoba depuis la patrie des Métis de la Rivière-Rouge. Au nom du gouvernement du Manitoba, je tiens à reconnaître le caractère sacré et l'importance de cette terre. Aujourd'hui, notre gouvernement se joint à la Fédération Métis du Manitoba afin d'annoncer notre projet de loi visant à reconnaître Louis Riel comme le premier ministre du Manitoba. J'avais déposé un projet de loi similaire lorsque j'étais chef de l'opposition officielle. Maintenant, en tant que Premier ministre du Manitoba, je suis fier de dire que notre gouvernement tient la promesse qu'il a faite aux Métis ainsi qu'à tous les Manitobains. Les Métis connaissent et honorent depuis longtemps le patrimoine laissé par Louis Riel. Ses qualités de chef et son sacrifice ont forgé le Manitoba dans lequel nous vivons aujourd'hui. Les droits, les libertés et l'inclusion qui règnent dans notre province aujourd'hui reposent sur ses contributions à notre démocratie. C'est grâce à M. Riel que je parle français, que je sers avec grande humilité en tant que Premier ministre. C'est grâce à lui que nous sommes tous Manitobains. Et aujourd'hui, nous reconnaissons Louis Riel pour ce qu'il a toujours été, le chef d'un gouvernement. Alors, c'est pourquoi je m'engage, en tant que Premier ministre de cette grande province, à construire des bonnes relations avec les gouvernements autochtones, le gouvernement Métis, basé sur le respect et l'ambition commune de créer une meilleure province, où tous les habitants du Manitoba sont inclus. Cette unité repose sur les enseignements et le patrimoine de Louis Riel. Merci, miigwech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Premier Canoe. Today is a great day for Manitoba. I can see that everyone here shares this optimistic vision for our future and the importance of honoring Louis Riel for the leader he was. Now we would like to welcome Anita Campbell, spokeswoman for the Infinity Women's Secretariat, an affiliate of the Manitoba Métis Federation.
Good morning. I want to thank Elder Linda for her opening prayer and for setting us in a good way. Wow. I feel like I have to take a breath. I also want to, of course, thank our host, Premier Wab Canoe, for today. I'm trying not to get emotional. That's why I have this. I think because for me today is about being proud of being Métis, and that this day is long in coming. And I really want to thank you, your caucus, your government, for setting what was not right and setting it right. Because to me, it's a day to be proud to be Métis. And I think that's been long in coming. You know, just recently we had celebrated and remembered and commemorated the death of Louis Riel, November 16th. So it wasn't that long ago. And part of bringing the message across that day for me was being proud of my identity. Because to me, identity is so important, and being proud of who you are. Because we're not only talking about ourselves, we're talking about the generations that are coming behind us, the generations that are with us today, and the older generation. Because it hasn't been that long that people were proud to say that they're Métis. One of the messages that President Chartrand has consistently sent over the last decades, and I say decades, most specifically this last decade, was about being proud. You know, when the message is, you know, believe in yourself, believe in Métis, that's proud of that, being proud of who you are. And so for me today, I've held my head up high for a while now, but today, it's going to be held even higher because we've right a wrong. You know, there's people that I want to acknowledge, our MLAs, our Métis MLAs, Tyler, Robert, Bernadette, Billy, and Renee. I am so proud of these people. I'm more proud of the women, no disrespect. I have to say that every time. I am more proud of our women. As being the spokeswoman for Infinity Women's Secretariat, we know that Métis women played an important role in Riel's life. His grandma, his mom, his sister, his wife. We know that there was important women in his life that helped him achieve what he did and what he was able to accomplish. And so for me, that's exactly the role that we play. With our families, with our communities, and within our own Red River Métis government. We play that role, and we take on that responsibility. Look around the room. There's more women here than there is men. There's more women also in our lead staff. Our cabinet, more women. So when you look at who is playing a role, a very important role, it is our Métis women. And we don't take the position of being better than. We take the position of being equal. And I think that's the... And for me, that's the message, is that our government, our Red River Métis government, and today, our NDP government, is supporting that same position. Because it's not about trying to be better than. It's being with someone, is walking with them. And I think for me, that's what Louis Riel did. In history, when you look at it, and I said this before, he wasn't only fighting for our rights, he was also fighting for our identity. And to this day, it's now something that we can all be proud of. So I wanted to, before I close off, I wanted to acknowledge Bernadette Smith. And I'm pretty sure media is all aware of it, but she was just recently recognized by the BBC as one of 100 influential and inspiring Métis women in the world. You know, I don't know if Bernadette knows this, but I've been watching her since she got first elected. I've seen her grow. I've seen her inspire so many women. And I keep telling her she makes me so proud. Seeing her yesterday and seeing all their other Métis women, Billy and Renee, and of course Robert and Tyler. But Bernadette, see, I gotta throw them in. But with Bernadette, she makes me especially proud because she has been doing this work not only through government, but through her community and through her family. And so for me, the message is this: always be proud of who you are. Always be proud of being Métis. Because today, Louis Riel, we have been pushing this for so long. Louis Riel wants you to remember, today is a day to be proud to be Métis. So thank you very much. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much, Anita. I will settle for being your fifth most favorite Métis MLA. Now it's a great honor to invite President David Chartrand, the leader of the Manitoba Métis Federation, the national government of the Red River Métis. Okay. That's good enough. Okay.
I told Tyler that's good enough. He was trying to read some more. But let me say this. Firstly, thank you, Linda, for your beautiful prayer. And Wab, let me look straight in your eyes and tell you thank you very much on behalf of my people. This is an important time in our history, an important time in our future. Thank you again, Anita, for your words of wisdom. And it's important to recognize, I know Wab said years. It took 153 years to get justice. 153 years. One thing people must know about the Métis is this: you get in a fight with us, we never quit. Come hell or high water, we keep on going. And we've proven that over and over again. The media asked me the question the other day: how do I feel? How do I feel about what was happening in the Senate or our government in the Legislative Assembly, reading out and speaking in the throne speech of Riel? I was proud. Proud. If a heart can show pride, I'd be glowing as I walked out of this building yesterday. But I also said I was sad. I said I was sad because why? Why did it take an Indigenous Premier, the First Nation Premier, the Obama of the First Nations? You'll ask me a question. Why did it take an Indigenous Premier to do the right thing, to correct the right wrongs of a man that they murdered in this country, a great leader that we all admire today? It took an Indigenous leader to correct that. Why? Is that how far we're still behind regarding how we respect each other as different societies, minorities? I'm a proud Manitoban. And when I do stuff, and my cabinet does stuff, we don't just do it for the better of the Métis, we do it for the better of our province. We love our province. We would die for this province. You know, when this legislation is passed, when it becomes official, and I said to Wab before we left his office coming here, when it goes before the Legislative Assembly amongst all Legislative Assembly members, I almost said parliamentarians, it's federal, but when it goes there, and people said, will there be an opposition by any other party? I tell that to those people, and I look them straight in the eyes, they better not be. You'll have an enemy for the rest of your life, and we will never give up. Remember what I said. If you disrespect our leader that founded this province and got murdered in this country, that fought for his country, that died for this country, and now if you decide to dishonor him again after waiting 153 years, you will have an enemy for the rest of your life. I promise you that. So I want to make it very clear. This is a proud day for our people, and a proud day for all Manitobans, all societies, all nationalities of different religions, different backgrounds. You're all Manitoba. And we still stand and believe in Manitoba as a Métis government. We're still the government of the 1870 that still resonates today. And we'll continue to stand and fight for the betterment of this province. I will sit down eye to eye as Premier. Even though he's given us something that I have dreamt on and fought for over a quarter of a century, 30 years of my life for sure, I've been fighting for this. 30 years of my life, I've never given up on this dream, that one day we'll achieve it. One day we'll correct the historical wrong and do what's right for Riel. We will have our differences, trust me. But at the same time, we'll also show respect to each other. And when he said, I'm going to treat you as you should always be treated as a government, it's exactly what Riel had, a government, a provincial government. He always had a government. We always have had a government. But he's treated us like corporations, as social entities, as advocacy groups. That's what you've treated us as. Time is going to change. And I'm very pleased to see it's under a First Nation Premier. I'm very proud of that, to be honest with you. Because we cannot forget, when Manitoba was being created, the Métis were the clear majority. 85% of the population was Métis in this province. We were the protectors of First Nations because they were our cousins. They were a very small population, but one that had an inherent right going back 10,000 years in this beautiful land. They were treated wrong, but our people were there to fight with them and for them. And now you've come back to correct that partnership that was done in 1870 by our people. So it is very important that our people won't forget this, never. We'll take this with us and we will honor it. Last night I was at the opera. I don't know if you guys have gone to the opera. It's hard to understand. Thank God you have it written on a ceiling there. So, but it was about Riel and the Métis people and identity, as you need to reference identity. And they showed Riel and the struggles and the hardships and the different way he was being torn and how everything was after him and how everything was cornering him and how he had to try to come out of it and still be the man he was put here. And he said something in a trial. If you ever read his statements in a trial in a court before they murdered him, I use the word murder because it's important people recognize Riel never went to trial in Canada. Most Canadians, forget Manitobans, every Manitoban should know that. And that's what Wab was talking about. The education system will change where we tell the truth, where we tell the true story. He went to trial. Everybody thinks Regina was Saskatchewan, right? Because it's called Regina. It wasn't Saskatchewan. It's part of the Northwest Territories. He went to trial under a magistrate and appointed lawyers from the federal government of Canada to represent him. His own lawyers were telling the magistrate to shut him up because he kept on getting up and saying, I'm not insane. I'm not insane. Don't find me insane because I speak so high of religion first in my statements. I am not insane. And his lawyer said, we want our client to shut up. If not, put him back in a cell. His own lawyers. So he was still there defending what he believed in. And if you ever read the parts of the newspapers, he went, as I said, before a Protestant jury. This is the politics of the day against the Catholic. Protestant and Catholic weren't seeing each other well at that time. Maybe even not today. I hope they are today, because I look at all religions equally. But when you look at it from that context, it was a preset determination of death. Because if they could find him guilty of two things MacDonald wanted, find him insane or kill him. If you can't find him insane, then make sure he dies. And the only way you can kill him is taking him to the Northwest Territories under Hudson Bay law that they adopted from English law in 1352. If you're found guilty of treason under the English law of 1352, you are to be executed. If you went to trial here, which was Manitoba already, you would have been in prison. Then you'll be a living martyr. And John A. Macdonald couldn't and did not want that to happen. So that's why they killed him. And I'll tell you something where I'll close off these comments with this statement. When he was to be hung that day, he chatted with the priest, he chatted with the cell taker, gave him actually a gift. He walked up into the gallows. Not a quiver in the man. There's actual articles written of people that were there. He did not quiver. He did not fear. He did not shake. He went there knowing what I did for the good of my people, and I did for the good for this country. And when he was about to say something, the priest stopped him. What we don't know what he was going to say, but he was going to say something. But when you look at the demeanor of the man, he went down the gallows in that rope without fear, and knowing full well what Wob said, what Wob read there. I have a little statement here that he said. This is during his time. I am more convinced every day that without a single exception, I did right. And I have always believed that, as I have acted honestly, that time will come when the people of Canada will see and acknowledge it. This is a statement he made in 1885. So in closing, we had a visionary, very religious man, and a man that's got his due finally. When we won the land claims in the Supreme Court of Canada in 2013 in May, I took that decision from the Supreme Court ruling to his grave. And I put it in a red river cart that, in fact, Linda's husband made for me. And I put it in front of the cart, in front of him, to show him your people have never given up, and your people are seeking the justice you had negotiated. I will take that legislation that you will hand to me, I'm sure. If not, I'll take it from you, but one or the other. I will take that legislation and I will lay it before, maybe in honor with you two, side by side. That'll be a great honor for us. And put it in front of Riel in a red river card and say, it's never over, my friend. We still got things to do. And finally, your due has come. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for those words, President Chartrand. Well, it wouldn't be a Métis gathering without some music and dance. So we are excited to welcome some wonderful Métis musicians into the People's Building today. We have Taylor Fleming, who is a proud Red River Métis fiddler. She began her journey learning the art of traditional Métis fiddle music at 9 years old, and in the years since has used music as a form of art and reconnection, a story that so many of us Métis know well. Accompanying Taylor is Keith Ginther, the chair of the Selkirk Red River Métis Local and a brilliant guitar player who has performed for 18 years. We're also grateful to welcome United Thunder, an amazing Métis squared dance group that carries on the tradition of the Red River Jig. Please join us in welcoming these artists to celebrate this great day together. And just to let everyone know, there will be refreshments right after this here, and also after the ceremony out at the Louis Riel statue. Well, thank you everyone for being here. It's a great day for Manitoba. It's a great day for the Métis. I do want to remind you we have refreshments here. There's also another celebration happening out at the Louis Riel statue put on by the MMF, and everyone's welcome there along with media. And yeah, there'll also be refreshments here after that celebration. So once again, thanks for being here. Thank you. Thanks for all your work.